Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin around the daily and weekly candle close. No major movements, but the price is pushed slightly above initial resistance. Not broken yet, okay, but the move up is getting a little high for this wave to bounce to the upside. So we want to take a little look at the we want to take a look at the microstructures. Overall here on the Bitcoin chart, I mean, we're just ranging, right? We're just bouncing off Fibonacci support, but we'll still take a look at the microstructures. I shared in the previous videos also an update on the NASDAQ. Shared with you my views there. So if you're interested in that and the bigger picture, check out the previous video. In this video, I only want to share with you my view of the nanostructures, shorter time frames, which are fluid, flexible. Need to repeat that. Yeah, some people seem to assume that these wave counts on like 30-minute charts are like set in stone or are meant to. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay, I do read about a lot of misunderstandings in the comment section. I can only urge you, please learn first how this analysis is to be understood before you, yeah, I mean, trade based on it, or because you cannot assume that the wave counts on a 30-minute chart are meant to be predictive. They are not, okay? They are used for risk management, to define support levels, resistances, and yeah, to identify tendencies. But as I said, these are unreliable. So just need to repeat what I posted in one of our member updates earlier today, because it's all about managing expectations, being honest and everything. And I mean, any TA method has its limits, right? I mean, Elliott Wave has predictive powers, but on the 30-minute chart, it's basically a risk management tool. And you get signals, right? It's about that. You get signals, but don't assume that you can predict every wave. I mean, it's just not. It will drive you mad if you think that, right? So I told also all members earlier today that I'm doing my best to provide you with a detailed overview of the microstructures, but keep in mind that micro patterns on this time frame are highly unreliable. That's why it's essential to remain flexible and focus on the broader structure for directional clarity. And to be honest, nothing has changed since we've started here this Thursday decline. We're just hovering still above the first area of Fibonacci support. I don't see anything really actionable here. We don't at the moment have a long trade setup. And I'm also not convinced by the structure here that we see overall to the downside, even though I'm in favor of further downside movement. The question is this really a 1-2 setup? It could be. I doubt it. I start to assume it is at least the wider wave 2 still, so that this wave 2 is still unfolding, because we have a 5-wave move down. But first of all, this move up was quite weak, but valid as a wave 2. Okay, we had another 5-wave move down, great. But this move up is a little high. I mean, it hasn't exceeded the Saturday high. But once we see a break above the Saturday high, assumption is that we are dealing with the wave 2 still, the larger degree wave 2, as marked here with a question mark. Would that really change anything? No. What we would need really for bullish evidence and for evidence that we are going higher more directly, okay, which is of course possible, but at the moment I wouldn't assume it. What we need for that is we need a 5-wave advance, 1, 2, 3. So we might get another 4-5 pattern. That would be great, but that is not enough, because this could just be the C wave of this wave too. A, B, C. And the C wave is a 5-wave move by definition. So it's not going to be the 5-wave move up that does the trick. It's going to be the 5-wave move up followed by a 3-wave corrective pullback. So we would call that a 1-2 setup. And if it then holds above the 106,540 level, well, that would be a 1-2 setup. And then we can watch for a 3rd-wave breakout. Not necessarily expected from here until I see further evidence for that, but obviously that's why we're tracking the smaller time frame, because once we see a 5-wave up 3-wave down move, that's the signal. Then I would watch for higher. Okay, just important to understand what is it that we need to see to change direction. That's why I said we need to be flexible. But for now, what do we have? Well, I mean, I'm always a huge fan of looking at what we have now in the present. We have a 3-wave move up so far, and I would assume we are at least in the wider wave too. In that case, we would expect a break above 109,450. Doesn't make it a great long trade setup though, and it could be a wider wave too. Now, the wave 2 in white shouldn't break above the Thursday high. I mean, if that's the case, then a 1-2 setup to the downside will be invalidated. We would then need to look at the microstructure. Might still be an AB setup or maybe already something bullish, but then again, we need a corrective pullback. So for now, it's just chopping around here, and we might see a little bit of a shake-up here over the in the Asia session. And it takes a break at this point below 106,550 to suggest the downtrend is continuing. That's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.